Okay, class, picking up where we left off at, we determined the taxable income. Our taxable income, or TI, was $42,700. Now we're about to determine the income tax. So let's scroll back up here. And this is how we would determine the income tax. It's the tax computation minus the tax credits. We're going to use our taxable income and tax rates for your filing status, single, married, etc., to determine this amount. Now, what we have here is we know that we have $42,700 was our taxable income. Now we're going to use this table here, but we have to check out one more thing before we get to this table. Now we're using this information here. We have a single woman with no dependents, and we notice that she has a tax credit of $500. So we will go back here, and now we need to, again with the tax computation, we'll use our tax table. She's single, and then also we have a tax credit of $500. So we would take our tax computation from the table minus her $500 tax credit. So let's go through this. Okay, now she's single, so we will use this chart here, and we will start this off. She starts off with $42,700. So the first $8,025 will be multiplied by 10%. And then we will add the next value down from 8,026 to 32,550. That amount will be multiplied by 15%. So since this 42,700 exceeds this 32,550, this is what we would do. You would take this 32,550 and you need to subtract the 8,025 that you use at the 10%. This will give us 10. This 5 will become 4. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. 5 minus 0 is 5. Borrow 1 from this 3. This 2 becomes 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. And we'll bring down our 2. So we will have $24,525 that we will multiply by the 15%. Now, let me erase this out the way here. Now we know that this only covers up until $32,550, but we want to get up to $42,700. So now we go to the 25% tax bracket. So if you notice, this tax bracket goes up to $78,850. So the remainder of this $42,700 will be at the 25%. So what we would do is this here. We would take the $42,700 and subtract the $32,550, and we get the $32,550 because when we add up these values, the 8,025 and 24,525, that would give us $32,550, and we would take the remainder, which will be multiplied at 25%. So this would be 0. This would be 10. The 7 will become 6. 10 minus 5 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. And 4 minus 3 is 1. So it's 10,150. So we will add on, and I'll write it down here, 10,150 times 0.25. Now, what we need to do is multiply this out here. So what I want to do next is get this calculator. And so now we will use a calculator. But what I did was down here, scroll on down, I took the liberty of filling this out. As you see, we have what we had at the top The 10% times 8,025, the 15% times 24,525, and then finally the 10,150 will be multiplied by the 25%, and we will subtract off the $500 tax credit. So we would have, when we multiply this all out, we would have $7,018.75 minus 500. So the income tax that's owed is $6,518.75. And that is your final answer. Now remember, this is if she didn't pay any other taxes, but you know, typically people pay taxes throughout the year. So now, we scroll down here. We have percent and change. If a quantity changes, its percent increase or its percent decrease can be found as follows. Find the fraction for the percent increase or decrease. We have the amount of increase over the original amount or the amount of decrease over the original amount. Number 2, find the percent increase or decrease by expressing the fraction in step 1 as a percent. In other words, to calculate the percent increase or decrease, divide the amount of increase or decrease by the original value and change the fraction to a percent. Now example, I went through here and took the liberty of filling this out. It says the price of oil was $83 and increased to $97. Find the percent increase. Now one thing I want to tell you, and I want to show this here. I abbreviate percent of increase as POI. Now percent of increase and percent of decrease both have the same formula. And I'm going to give you a simpler formula. You would take the larger number minus the smaller number and divide it by the original number. And that's basically what this is saying here. It's the larger number minus the smaller number divided by the original number. So when we have these numbers here in this example, it was $83 to start and it increased to $97. Find the percent of increase. So we take the larger number, which is $97, minus the smaller number, which is 83, and divide it by the original number, which was 83. Now, 97 minus 83 is 14 over 83. As I should put these dollar signs here. 14 divided by 83, when you put in your calculator, it will give you approximately 16.9%. That is your percent of increase. Now we have this shown here. Typed in your notes, the increase is $14, and so on. It shows exactly what I showed here. Now we go to our next example. It says the price of cheese was $6.98 and decreased to $4.25. Find the percent decrease. Now remember, we take the larger number minus the smaller number divided by the original number. So $6.98 minus $4.25 divided by $6.98. When we subtract, we end up with $2.73 divided by $6.98, and our percent of decrease is 39.1%. You could put that in your calculator. And it shows down here, well, we're actually going on to the next problem. It says Cedar City has a population of 20,527 in 2000. Cedar City has a population of 30,481 in 2010. What was the percent increase of the population of Cedar City from 2000 to 2010? So again, we would take the larger number minus the smaller number divided by the original number. We started with 20,527. That's the original number. The larger number is the 30,481 minus the smaller number. So after we subtract our numerator, we end up with 9,954 divided by 20,527, and that gives us approximately 48.5%. Now we scroll to our next example. It says here, Big O Trees is given several discounts based on volume, types of tires, and affiliation. I'm sorry, that's Big O Tires, not Big O Trees. The discount is 7% for the volume of tires that are purchased. The discount is 4% for the type of tires. A 5% discount is given because of their Big O franchise. Assume that the pre-discount price is $1,000. What order should the discounts be applied to maximize their savings? If the discounts are taken in order from highest to lowest, the calculation would be, we would take our $1,000 and multiply it by 7%, which would give us $70. Now we would have to subtract 70 from this 1,000, which we did here, and that left us $930. Now we would have to take that $930 and multiply it by 5%, which gives us $46.50. So we would take our $930 minus $46.50, and that would give us $883.50. Now, we have to take this $883.50 and multiply by the 4% discount, because remember, we're doing it in order of the discount, of the highest to the lowest of the discounts. So we have $883.50 times 0.04, which is $35.34. So we subtract that from the $883.50. So we subtract the $35.34, and that leaves us $848.16. Now that's what we do when we go from highest to lowest. Now we want this discount now from the lowest to the highest. So 4% is the lowest, so we'll take the $1,000, which is the pre-discount price, and multiply it by 0.04, which gives us $40. Now we will subtract $40 off of the 1,000, which will give us $960, and we'll multiply that by 0.05, which is $48. So we'll subtract $48 from the 960, which leaves us $912. And we would take $912 times the 7% discount, which would give us $63.84. So we take $912 minus $63.84, and that leaves us $848.16. Now, we come here to see it said what conclusion can be drawn? That it doesn't matter the order that you take the discount in, you would still end up with the same amount. So I more formally typed this out here. Said it does not matter the order of the discount because the final price will be the same, which we noticed here in these two examples. We went from highest to lowest and then lowest to highest, and we still ended up paying the same amount, $848.16. So now we go to D. What is the total percentage discount? Is it 16%, 7 plus 5 plus 4? So what we would do is we would take the larger amount, which is 1,000, minus the discounted amount, which is $848.16, which is the lower amount, divided by the original $1,000. So we will subtract this. And once we subtract this, we will end up with $151.84 for our numerator, divided by 1,000, and it will be approximately 15.2%. Okay, now we go on to our next example. It says if a $1,000 television is discounted 25% and then the price is raised 25%, what is the final cost of the television? So we would take 1,000, which is the cost of the television, times the 25% discount, which gives us 250. And we will subtract 250 from the 1,000, so that would mean that our new price is $750. Now we want to raise it by 25%, so we'll take our $750 times 0.25, and that gives us $187.50, which we must add to the $750. Now when we add this ends up being $937.50. And we are done with that problem.